Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day and getting ready for that weekend. I have tons to do out in my garden for the weekend, and that's actually what we're going to be dealing with today. I'm coming with calls that I have to make for what I've got going on with my own property here. But these are calls that you can modify. You can listen to how I talk to them and how I try to just kind of have a conversation without too many details, but all the important material that I need to get out there. And you can model those calls for any topic that you might need to. All right, so let me just make a little note here so that we can go along more smoothly, as I'm already kind of forgetting what I was intending here. I'm just so busy everywhere that it's hard for me to keep track of my own thoughts sometimes. So what we're going to do is we're going to call the Lehigh City tree expert. All right. Then, after we talk to the Lehigh County tree expert, which was recommended by my SBDC mentor, Jess Clifford here in Tooele. I guess this is someone from the East Coast that's been trained, has a degree in, oh goodness, I'm not sure if it's something to do with the word arbor, I believe, but a tree specialist anyway there. And, oh, Debbie, it won't allow me to mute you. Can you please mute yourself? This isn't a Q&A call. This is going to be an example of how to walk through making calls with people that you may need to reach out to for whatever you're trying to accomplish. Okay, so first, the Lehigh City tree expert. She's from the East Coast. There's a lot more trees over there. Those of you who are on the eastern side of the country know that better than I do. And she is utilized by most of this area because she's just so wonderful with trees. After I take care of that call, we're going to call my county extension, the Tooele County Extension, and talk to them about the same basic information. While the city of Lehigh has this wonderful tree expert, the Tooele County Extension is going to know more about the soil and things like that, which is a big part of what I'm dealing with here. So we're going to walk through the process of getting the numbers to call, as well as perhaps maybe names, all right? And then finally, I am going to put together a text for the Natural Resources Conservation Service representative that I've been working at, that's A, and I'm going to do that in a Google Doc so that you guys can walk along with me. Just a quick little update that I'm going to send off to her about what I have going on here on the property for my agricultural business. Okay? Before we get started, does anybody have any questions? Because I'm going to need you guys to keep yourselves muted. I'm legally allowed to record any conversation I'm a part of here in Utah. However, I don't want it to be something that's very obvious that I am recording the conversation. So any questions before we get started, just go ahead and unmute yourselves. All right, let's get started then. First things first, let's go find Lehigh City and see if we can identify their tree expert for a direct phone number, or if we just need to call their city hall, okay? Let's go up here actually. All right, so Lehigh, Utah City, and let's look with jobs. That's probably gonna be jobs that you would apply for. Tree expert. Let's see if we have anything here. Okay, no. So I'm going to take tree expert out, and I'm going to say City Hall phone number. And there we have it. Now, everybody, please keep yourselves muted, and we will go in to find the number for the person that I need to talk to if they can't transfer me, right? So it's all a process. Okay.
business hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can now visit our city website at lehigh-ut.gov for any information regarding our services such as utility payments, business licensing, passports, fingerprints, or any other general information. Please listen to the following options as they have changed. If you are calling to set up utility services, please press 2. If you're experiencing a power outage, please press 3. For all other city services, please press 1, and an information center representative will be with you shortly.
We should be able to talk to somebody. I tried to do it early enough before everybody's gone home. However, I always end up working later than I want. Then it takes me, oh, here we go. Yes, it was recommended by my SBDC business mentor to reach out to your city in regards to your tree expert. I don't even know if I'm calling the right place. I'm kind of doing a blind search here.
We do have a city arborist.
Oh, there you go, arborist. Even if I can, I would love that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, no problem. Just a moment.
My calls. So now, once we've done that, we've left our voicemail and we want to move forward with the next step. Okay, I have a name. I could not remember what a tree specialist was called, an arborist. I thought it had the word arbor in it. Now we'll call the Tooele County Extension. Okay. Oh, duh, like I just know it. All right. We actually have in our document the ability to get the county extension. I'm not sure if it's an item number 26. I definitely have it in the tabs that I pulled up. Let's just check to see if we have that in item number 26. USDA, this is a doc by Matthew here. Let's check that one out. Okay, that's going to take us too long to go through. Let's try one other thing. We're going to hit Control F. And, oh, why did that not work? There we go. Okay, Control F. And we're going to go with county. And there's not. Okay, it probably is in this document. I just don't know the correct word to use. And we're not going to jump into my resources looking for it there. We're just going to go to the Tooele. Oh my gosh, I can't type because I'm thinking about what I want to type. Oh yes, okay. County Extension Office, and there it is. And here you have it right here. So the USU Extension Tooele County Office. There is also one at the Utah State University, it looks like. Let's go with the Tooele County Office. And then I'm looking for their contact information, and it's right there. All right, let's give it a call over here. So remember, everyone, we're making calls as an example, and I'm legally allowed to record anything that any conversation I'm a part of here in Utah, but we don't want to alert them to the fact that we're on a little call here ourselves, right? This is something that we're doing as an example of how you can change what I say to fit any topic that you need to, about how easy it is to reach out when you don't even really know exactly what you want to accomplish, because they know what they have to offer. You don't always know what they have. You're just calling and letting them know what you're doing. And that's kind of awkward when you don't know if they're even going to have any resources that'll fit what you're doing. So get over it in any way you can. It's really not that big of a deal. You just have to accept that some of the times you're not going to know exactly what you want to say. You just want to get them under the idea that you're calling because you've been given the information that they sometimes help people in circumstances that are similar to what you're going through, explain your circumstances and, say you weren't really sure who to call, if they could direct you in any way, or if they're a good person to talk to, all these different things. All right, so now we're going to try the county extension office. All right, it looks like they're going to be a little bit of a wait, perhaps.
In Tooele County. Office hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Bummer. Okay, so then what do? Obviously, you recall on Monday. Now, I could have waited to see if I could leave a message, but I have it there in my phone now, and I'm already going to have to try to cut out that piece from earlier. So we'll just go ahead and move on to the text. Let me walk you through what it would sound like. Okay, so random person picks up at the front desk. Hi, my name is Sabrina, and I'm calling about talking to someone who knows about the soil and or perhaps about trees. I'm doing some different things on my property, and I could use some advice in regards to what I'm doing. Do you have any type of experts in your office that would have time to talk to me? And then I would hear what they say. Then I would go and I would leave a very similar message. If it was a message, hi, my name is Sabrina. I'm calling for your expertise on soil. I have begun the process of putting in a walipini in my backyard, and I want to talk to you about what you think would be best to make sure that this structure is completely sound and able to withstand the mild tremors that we do have here on a pretty regular basis. Something like that, okay? Then if it were a tree expert, I would let them know, hi, my name is Sabrina. I recently purchased a property here in Tooele. We're just at the edge of the city line, almost into the county, and I'm dealing with some trees that are very problematic. I have an entire stand of aspen, and my property is not large. It certainly isn't able to handle these trees, either the aspen or the other problem tree I'm dealing with, the maple, already broke the main line from the city into the house with the previous owners. So I have some ideas about how I'm going to deal, especially with these aspen. The maple is a little more straightforward. We just got to cut that down. And I wouldn't mind talking to you about the city's requirements when cutting down trees, as well as these ways of handling these aspens that I've come up with on my own. Hopefully you have some even better suggestions. Thank you. Again, my name is Sabrina. All right, so before we move on to working on the text that I'm going to be putting out for Tooele, who is my contact for the Natural Resources Conservation Service Center, any questions about where we are right now? Any questions about how you might modify what we've been talking about to turn it into something for your topic? Anything at all? All right, let me ask you all a question then. Did that help you to understand how you approach something that you're not exactly sure what you're even doing? Oh, don't.
Yes.
Okay, hello. I'm sorry, who is that?
This is Natalia.
Hi,
Sorry
Natalia.
about that.
No,
I would
no.
say yes because it helps me understand it doesn't have to be like a dissertation I'm trying to read off to the person that I'm speaking with and being lengthy, probably shorter is better. Hit the really high bullet points, get the resource, move on. I think that you were
Especially
super
with that
quick
first
with
person, right?
right,
Because
right.
that first person isn't your expert. You just want them to understand who you're trying to talk to in their department, their office, whatever. Please go ahead.
No, that was all. I was just thinking that that was great. So that walkthrough was perfect. Even okay, calling it an arborist, and I didn't even know what a Wally Penny was, so I googled it because I was wondering what type of greenhouse that you had, if it was like a Hartley or like what are we talking? So I had to Google it. So I see that there are many different types of greenhouses as well. So that's something I probably would need to look into to see what type I would like to have here in Georgia.
Yes, and if you don't have strong winds, there's actually something called a high tunnel that one of our Lesko Help members has recently gotten funded for her own property. That is, the metal or plastic covered semicircle buildings that you see. It'll be like corrugated metal or plastic sheeting on like a half moon, kind of a half circle, long.
Yes.
When they have that plastic sheeting, they're called a high tunnel, and it's a type of greenhouse. And they have the Natural Resources Conservation Service. That's one of the programs that they have right now.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anyone else? Thank you, Natalia. I love it. It makes it so much easier, I think, for other people to speak up once it's been started. Any other thoughts, questions, folks? Did it help you to understand better how you might find your own comfort in approaching these different people that you'll be reaching out to on the phone? Let's check the chat just to see there. Wonderful, Pat. Thank you. They say it was simple and direct on what type of assistance one needs and what department is best to provide those needs. Thank you, guys. All right. No one else? Everybody's really clear. They just know tomorrow or Monday, they're going to know exactly. They're going to pick that phone up and they're totally comfortable moving forward with their calls. All right, everybody. Let's jump into formatting a document for a text really quickly. So I have a decent little bit to tell the Oops. Let me just check here really quickly because that is a little bit of a complicated spelling. Right here. Yeah, excellent. Okay. All right. Yes, he is expecting, I think, her first child. So that's very exciting.
This meeting is being recorded.
So, ignore their suggestion there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody there. Oh, shall I put that we've begun? We're well started. So then I've got to grab that really quickly. It's a lot easier to just say, go look at my YouTube channel, and then she can really see what we're doing instead of me trying to write up again what I've already walked her through here on the property, right? Oh, come on now. You're not going to give me a chip, Doc? All right, so let's try that one more time. Should be a chip that's offered, but for some reason it's not. Sometimes it does that. It hasn't done it to me in quite some time. But anyway, now I've got that. And I've also decided I want to discuss with her if the sprinkler system, which is technically, yes, a form of irrigation, can count for their irrigation program. Natural Resources Conservation Service. Oh my gosh, I can't talk to you guys. I apologize. I just sat down to my computer, so it's the first time I've even done anything, and that's obviously showing. All right. Ugh. Okay, so I want to let her know where we are. She has to be kept in the loop with everything that we have going on here. I did have a question for her, of course, that the NCRS, yes, has a program for irrigation, and we're getting ready to put in what is, yes, technically an irrigation system. I'm afraid she's going to tell me it doesn't qualify, but there's no harm in asking, right? And so I go through that whole process and ask if any of what I'm doing would qualify for the program that they have, right? And then I thank her, of course. And that's what any kind of communication, that, you know, an email or anything along those lines. It's not a tremendous amount for them to intake. It's clear. It has the relevant pieces. It follows up where I was supposed to follow up on my end. It has some personalization, recognizing the important stage of life that she's currently in and her as a person, right? So those are some of the elements that you want to try to build into your communications. You want to be very pleasant. Put that smile on your face, whether you feel it or not. And if you can put it on your face and then move it into your eyes, it will really show in your voice, and it will change your overall mood a little bit as well. It's hard to maintain an unpleasant interior feeling when you're putting that smile on your face. Try it sometime if you haven't before. It really works. And so now, any questions about what we have going on here? Lona, is that the correct pronunciation for your name there? You have yourself unmuted. Did you have a question for us, Loana?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mute you there, my dear. Any questions at all, guys? Let's check out the chat here. Oh, I'm sorry you can't hear, Katerina. It looks like maybe it got fixed. I think everything is working on my end. All right. So now I've taken care of this, and I did remember I have one other phone call that I would like to make. I have two that I could make, but let's see what one takes me through to. All right. And this is Robin Sadler, who is the beginning farmer and rancher coordinator in the Tooele area.
Robin Sadler is not available. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, Robin. This is Sabrina Giesler. We spoke, I don't know, at least probably 2 years ago. Excuse me. I own a company called Collectively Rewilding, and we were getting ready to start looking at purchasing a property where I was going to put in my business garden and a bunch of different pieces. I have gotten the property, we're moved in, and I've begun some of the soil structures that we're building out here. I'd love to fill you in on what you're doing, see if anything that I'm doing corresponds with the types of programs that you have, if there's anybody there who is interested enough in what I'm doing to maybe participate and help me set up a study that would show the success or lack thereof in the projects that I'm doing to build natural soil water retention. And I would just love to walk you through the whole thing. Again, it's Sabrina Giesler. We spoke about 2 years ago. Thank you, Robin. Have a great weekend. All right, so at least I managed to catch that one a little bit better. I won't have to edit that. That's always wonderful. And now that went very quickly. So let me try just one other contact. I don't believe I've ever spoken with this person, but I'm not certain. So I'm going to have that in my head when I'm talking to them. All right. And I really don't know what part of the USDA this particular woman is a part of. It was recommended by the Farm Service Agency. Okay. Oh, I already have it in my phone. That's great. So chances are good we've spoken. Hi, Jennifer. My name is Sabrina Giesler. We spoke a couple of years ago, I believe. I have a business called Collectively Rewilding. I'm not sure you'll remember me.
Okay. Probably, I mean, I could have spoke to you, but I don't deal a lot with businesses. I deal a lot with just single-family housing loans.
Oh, okay. So do you have, I'm sorry, just one second. Let me just ask. Absolutely, I would love that. But do you have not FHA loans, there's another term for it, FSA loans? Is that what you deal with, if I may ask?
I don't do the FSA loans. That's the Farm Service Agency. So they do anything to deal with any sort of agriculture loans.
That's what you deal with?
Is that what you're looking for?
It may be. Go ahead.
But we have people in this building that do deal with those.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out, I believe the Farm Service Agency recommended that I contacted you. And I have
Okay.
I have you on my phone, so I believe we did speak previously, and I'm just trying to figure out why they might have directed me towards you. We did purchase a residential property with FHA, but it's my business that I was directed also to the Farming and Ranching Coordinator and the Natural Resources Conservation Service. Do you have anything to do with anything like what they handle?
Well, then, natural resources is, just connected in the same building.
Uh-huh.
I guess, what are you trying, let me just ask what you're trying to accomplish, and maybe I can help that way.
Well, I'm putting a pretty ambitious garden, and it's not just a garden, it's actually multiple soil structures that will increase the soil's ability to retain water quite dramatically. And I'm always looking for some sort of assistance in doing this. It's going to be a pretty pricey project. Also, I really would like someone who wants to walk through this with me. I'm not a scientist. I actually am an educator. I have a whole different set of skills under me, but I'm not very good with setting up like scientific double-blind studies. And I'd really like to be able to showcase my successes, if that is what I achieve here, in a way that the government could look at to see if they wanted to extrapolate that to experiment with it on a larger level.
Okay, so that does sound like more of an NRCS, natural resources, project, because they would be able to help you understand your different soils and work together with you on any grants or funding to help improve soils, water systems, even on a small, like a garden scale to a farm scale.
Oh, really?
They
That's
work with
wonderful.
all the directions.
I'm in contact with the USDA. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, I would guess.
With which one? Who?
The USDA?
Don't know.
Oh,
that
okay.
one.
She does.
I guess, where are you located?
I'm in Tooele, and the branch that the SA works through recently moved from Tooele to, I'm not sure, somewhere a little bit further away, Stockton perhaps. I can't remember, but she is with the NRCS. So for for a little sprinkler system, it is in an innovative type of sprinkler system that I'm going to be putting in here. But for a garden sprinkler system, that might qualify for their programs. I was actually just writing up a text for her about that. Very interesting.
Yeah, so that would be, more of what they are doing. Now, if you're, we have had like small businesses and stuff like that. And even a smaller business might be more oriented with the FSA because it's agriculture. I'm just trying to figure out why they directed you to me.
So,
because you've already bought a home, you've already,
Well, I was directed to you before I purchased the home.
Okay, so maybe that was, it's just helping purchase a home.
Okay. Well, then I'll let you go. Did you have any recommendations I might reach out to beyond the NRCS? I really appreciate your time.
I really think that if you talk to NRCS, they're going to be your best source of information because they are so connected into greenhouses and watering systems and soils and everything like that. I think NRCS is your best connection right now.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Love talking to you, and I hope you have a great weekend.
You too. Enjoy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So do you see how I took something that was almost really a dead resource, right? And I still managed to make a contact. She'll probably remember me if I bring myself up to her for some reason ever again. And she's pointing me towards another resource. Now, it's one I'm already working with. So in this particular case, it didn't have as much value as it could. However, that's why Matthew's always telling you to ask at the end of a call, even if you get a yes. It doesn't matter, yes, no, maybe so. Still ask if they know of any other resources, entities, institutions, organizations, nonprofits, government branches, whatever they may know of that is dealing with something that you're dealing with so that you can try again, right? All right, so we're going to actually kind of lightly cross off Jennifer Horberg on my list over here, and I'm going to say home purchase in the middle, so I know why because I've been looking at this woman's name for probably more than 2 years, thinking I needed to reach out to her, but having no idea why. I missed my window. I should have contacted her before we made the purchase, right? And that does happen sometimes. When you're so bombarded by opportunities, it's hard to remember all of the different things that you want to take advantage of at any given time. So don't beat yourselves up too much if you come across a situation like that, as I just did. Look at me, I'm not upset. I've got the home. If you've taken up another opportunity and you no longer have that one, it doesn't matter. You still took up an opportunity, right? So don't let those kinds of things get you down. They're going to happen, all right? I do believe I do have some other places that I could reach out to, but we're just getting so close to the end of the business day. A lot of city, county, and government offices shut down at 4 o'clock, especially on a Friday. And here in Utah, in Mountain Daylight Time, it is 3:59. So a lot of those places are going to be closing down, and if they're not closed down, they're probably not too interested in answering the phone. All right, I feel like we got a really good idea of how we want to work with these different entities when we're contacting them, whether in the written form or with our voices. Do you feel more confident? Does anybody out there have any questions, want to share how they're going to make use of these different ways of communicating with people, how they might modify it, how it's going to make them more comfortable, anything at all? Yes, Darren, please. And I'll ask you to unmute there. Oh, you've got it. Thank you.
Okay, I got it. I'm kind of new to the whole Lesko thing. Maybe I've been in about a month. I'm having a hard time because I'm quite computer illiterate. I'm trying to learn how to do it. Like I haven't even been able to go on, and I don't know if this is the right place, Sabrina, or you
It's
have
just
another
fine. It's just
to
fine.
ask questions about. I haven't even been able to get onto the Lesko help website,
No. Okay.
and I don't know what.
Let me help you
doing.
walk through that, okay? You're comfortable getting into the email that you signed up for your subscription with, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, you want to go into that email and look for your welcome emails. I would type in your search bar, right?
Okay.
To your search bar and type Lesko and then welcome and see.
Okay.
These are going to be different things here. It might have some of them. Give me just a second. Let me look at these. It might be the welcome, but they've changed. You know what? I don't think it'll even matter because they've changed. They've gotten even better. But you're going to be looking for those welcome Lesko emails. Okay.
Okay.
And then that's going to walk you through how to make use of the subscription that you've purchased. And if all else fails, always remember, guys, lesgohelp@gmail.com. lesgohelp@gmail.com. That
Okay.
is your always, if you can't figure out how to talk with us, you need to go to lesgohelp@gmail.com so that you can get directed to one of us to help you get into Lesko Help too.
Oh, that's huge. Because I've been trying I know it's my inexperience. I mean, this isn't even like it says Darren Smith, that's actually my brother, because this is his iPad that I'm using because I don't even have a computer. He actually gave me this one. So it hasn't got switched over to, my name's actually Daniel. So
Okay.
in the future, when you see Darren Smith, you might know it's me, actually, Daniel.
When you come into the Zoom meeting,
Yeah.
you should be able to change the name. If not, by the
Okay.
time that you get into the meeting, you want to click on your own information, which is your brother's right now, and there should be a rename option. That's what you're looking for. If not,
Okay.
you can always ask the host if they can rename you. And if they have trouble, then tell them to talk to me, Sabrina, and I'll walk them through how to do that for you so that it can have your name to help you and everybody else to communicate.
Yeah, to know who I am.
Yeah.
It's not real important, but might help out. But yeah, I'm trying to learn these things, so I'm having a hard time. But I really just want to get to try to find grants and stuff to help me in different areas. And is there one that you can do to go to where you are locally to get help with
There is
grants?
a ton of different things. We don't want to talk about grants. I don't know if you've heard Matthew Lesko say, don't say the word grant. We don't
Oh,
ever want to say the word grant when we're looking for someone to help fund what we're doing, whether we're having a challenge we need to overcome or we have a
oh,
goal that we want to accomplish. Okay.
you don't say that word. Okay,
You don't say grant, you don't say money, you don't really say funding. I already know that the places that I'm contacting, they do help people. But as you notice, even though I said, and of course I'd always love some assistance, this is going to be kind of pricey, I quickly moved on into how I want to incorporate the government into this from the beginning so that they can see what I'm doing. So if it's as successful as they think it will be, they can look at that to see if they want to take that beyond my little bitty property, right?
yeah, I actually thank you for that reminder, Sabrina, because now I do remember him saying when you talk to whoever you're talking to just use the term, I need help in this
And if
area.
you're uncomfortable with the word help, there are other ways to say it. This is the challenge I'm trying to overcome. Do you know of anybody that works with people facing this situation? This is the goal I want to accomplish. Do you know of any types of programs out there that might further me on this process, that have resources or knowledge that I might be able to make use of in trying to accomplish this goal? Do you see how
Yeah,
you're being very polite, but you're avoiding the word help or even completely assistance? It's kind of hard to avoid assistance as well, but it's something that can be done if you think about it a little bit for those who have a difficult.
okay. And I was glad to hear, because I struggle with writing, that oftentimes it is actually talking with somebody, because I can talk. I mean, maybe I don't articulate that well, but
You're doing
I
great.
I can do that better than I can write. So that
Actually, Matthew Lesko recommends using the phone more than the computer or your text or
I
things.
I I might just have a chance at this then. That's good.
Everybody does. Everybody does. And once you get into Let's Go Help Too, we can walk you to our no step-by-step guides that are just literally that. They're going to walk you through how to make use of these resources to gain those successes that I know are waiting out there for each of you. If you all take the time to learn the process that we're providing, better and better process every day. I'm so impressed with the new system that Matthew's guided Julia May, our Mighty Networks expert, to put together for you all. I really think that you guys are going to find, if you've been struggling, you're going to find the success that you've been seeking if you follow these new guidelines. They're just beautiful, everyone.
That's great. It gives me
So
hope.
wonderful. I'm so glad. And you said it wasn't Darren, it's Daryl?
Daniel.
Daniel. I apologize, Daniel.
Oh, no, that's what it
That's
says. So that's what I'm gonna get at, told, that I am.
So I can't
So,
help you much more until you can get into Let's Go Help Too. So at this point, just reach out to letsgohelp@gmail.com in
okay,
your email header, right when you're starting that email where it says subject. Here you have letsgohelp@gmail.com.
okay,
Okay, so there you have letsgohelp@gmail.com. And in your subject, you want to say, I'm a subscriber, can't access Let's Go Help Too. Okay.
okay,
And then that way they'll know exactly what it is that you're needing. It will stand out from junk mail or different types of emails that Let's Go Help @gmail.com is receiving every day. So you might even like bold it if it allows you to. It doesn't. Okay. So, but that's something to that level that you are
okay,
a member, that you are a subscribed eligible member, and that you cannot get into our community Let's Go Help Too.
okay.
All right.
Thank you, Sabrina, so much. Now, do you have another, uh, a Zoom thing later today?
No, however, thank you for reminding me of that because we do have another Zoom that's coming up and it's an open-ended question session, and that is Coffee and Grants with Michelle, and that is
Yeah,
going to be in
okay,
52 minutes wherever you are. So that will be at 4:00 p.m. Pacific, 5:00 p.m. Mountain, 6:00 p.m. Central, and 7:00 p.m. Eastern,
yeah,
followed by Q&A with Tony. So there are two more available sessions this evening.
great. I thought there was. I'm trying to get used to the different scheduled Zoom meetings.
So if you can make it in to Let's Go Help too, into our calendar, it has a listing. It's right at the top of all of the different, even though this was random and it's not a previously scheduled session, it shows up here until it's done. So I think I might have shut it down like 4 minutes ago. So if I refresh it, it'll probably show a check mark. Let's just see so you can see the different
Yeah, I've just
ways
been.
that displays information, right? No, it's still saying that I'm active. Okay, I must have gone a little bit longer than I thought, but you just click these and you want to make sure that you're RSVP'd here. And yes, it looks like we have 11 more minutes, so that's great. But until you get into Let's Go Help 2, I can't help you a lot. In your email, how you got into this class, there's going to be another message like that for each class coming up there. Or each session.
That's how I've been able to do it, is through the emails. So
all right,
thank you.
So you'll be able to get in there, but reach out to letsgohelp@gmail.com because the woman who answers that does work most of the days throughout the week. I don't think it matters much to her whether it's a weekend or not. If she's got time, she'll probably jump in there and do a little bit of work. So make sure to get that process started, okay?
Thank you very much. I also found a phone number I could call too.
It's just going to direct you to our customer service email.
Okay.
And anything else could be a scam artist. So just go ahead and forgo that process and reach right out to the source, the letsgohelp@gmail.com email address.
Okay, thank you, Sabrina. I didn't mean to take up so much time, but thank you.
No, you're fine. And don't forget to go into your own email and search Lesko Welcome and see if you can't find those welcome emails that'll also walk you through the process.
Okay,
I would do that before even reaching out to letsgohelp@gmail.com because you might be able to find it and figure it out in a couple of minutes before you even start that.
All right, I think I'll do that right away here.
Excellent.
Oh, it's fresh in my mind.
All right.
Thank you,
well,
Sabrina.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Daniel.
Yep, thank you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute you there and lower your hand. And John, how can we help you today? John Siegel?
Yes, quickly, a couple quick questions. One, where are the archives for the pre-recorded classes? I'd like to follow the AI instruction, but it's at a time during the day that I'm not available.
All right. This class I put into accountability meetups. The AI grant prospecting with Roger White and Tammy Larson is in teaching sessions, but I'm going to give you the information to jump to any of our previously recorded material, including okay. Is it EIIE?
IE.
There you are. All right.
Yeah, now I recently re-signed up under another email.
That's not a problem. Just make sure you know which email. And we don't record things like compare emails to different subscriptions. Once you cancel out a subscription, I imagine our system holds on to it for the length it's legally required to, and then it gets rid of it. It wouldn't even tie, if you would use the exact same information, I don't know that it would tie back to your previous account.
Okay, all right.
So it's just something that you guys all need to make note of, whatever you're utilizing as your Let's Go Help email subscription, because that is a question when we're having people that are trying to scam our prizes for our winners. They have to do verifications. And one of the questions that can be asked and is almost always asked is, what is the email associated with your Let's Go Help subscription? Okay. All right, so I've provided all that previously recorded information in there for you, John. Is there anything else that we can help you with while you have the floor?
Yes, most importantly, life has taken a turn for the worse here recently, rather dramatically. And I've been able to use Lesko's resources to come up with some temporary housing, get on food stamps, get some food, found employment. But I've been struggling for the last 2 weeks, 2 weeks plus, trying to find any organization that provides direct cash financial assistance. Because while I've gotten a lot of help,
something that I have ever come across, other than the Lesko grants themselves, they don't give you just like, oh, here's some cash. It'll have a
Right.
very direct reason why they give out cash, and then you have to typically employ it in the ways that were stipulated.
Well, and again, my situation is, I have some other bills
Mhm.
that
So
are
you want
not.
to look for help for those bills. You don't want to look for direct cash.
Okay, but like the types of bills I'm talking about are not specific. There's not a subcategory that I can, like I've got 2 storage units full of furniture and things
Are
that
you in the process of moving, or are they just your constant storage?
they've been in storage for several years now, but I'm going 30 days past due. And I've talked to a number of organizations, and again, it doesn't fit, a subcategory that they can neatly advance the funding for.
You might try charities and churches and things in your area. They sometimes have discretionary funds that they can allot to a specific
Mhm.
cause that doesn't have a pre-specified criteria, if that makes sense.
Well, I've used findhelp.com 211.
Findhelp.org. Make sure it's always
Yeah,
findhelp.org.
findhelp.org.
Mhm.
And again, here in St. Louis, there isn't the broad plethora
All right, so
programs.
that's a common thing that most people feel. So let's just walk through that. If you don't mind sharing your zip code with us, John.
63111.
That's a fun one. Okay, and so you're looking for bill payment assistance, basically?
Yes. I guess that would be money.
No.
Oh,
If you type
okay.
in money, that's not going to get you very far.
No, it doesn't.
Bill payment assistance, okay? So there are 574 organizations that you can reach out to. And I recently watched one of Matthew's videos. I don't often have time anymore. I love it, and that's how I learned all of the things that I know today. But I was able to find that moment. And he said, don't worry if it says like veterans and you're not a veteran. If it says single mothers and you're not a single mother, go ahead and call them. And even if they don't have anything for you, they sometimes will. But even if they don't, just ask if they know of anybody that is out there that works with people in the situations that you're in. Okay.
Okay.
And so you
Okay.
have all of the financial assistance, emergency payments. That's the first source. And there are
Okay.
574. You're never probably going to make it through all of them, but start calling them as often and as many as you can if you
Okay.
want to get this taken care of. And always ask whether they have yes or no answers. Always ask for additional resources that they might know of that work with people again in your situation. You don't have to say help or assistance. You can find different ways to work it. It's always easiest to just say, I really need this help. Is there anyone who works with people that need this kind of help? That's obviously a lot easier, but you can word it if people have difficulty with the words help and assistance, right?
Okay. All righty. Well, thank you.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and pop this search into your post. I've also provided our new step-by-step guide for paying your debt and bills, and I recommend that you work that as well. Do both
Okay.
things, right? Call during business hours, then work our steps in the evening when you can't, or on the weekends when there's nobody that you can call. Does that sound like a good plan? Something to carry?
Yes, it does. It'll keep me busy this weekend.
Wonderful, because you'll work our step-by-step guide. And then note any places that you want to call or contact on a list so that Monday morning, you don't even have to be wide awake and you can just start working it out.
Right. Right.
Okay?
All righty. Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Let's also grab for you how to bookmark or save this event because it is, oops, and this is not the document. Wait, yeah, it should be here too. Sorry, I just put this one together for our staff and volunteers. I'm not finding it. Okay. Oh, Control F, bookmark. And where is that at, little guys? Somewhere here. Okay. And it's right at the top. That's why I'm not finding it. It's lower down in the other document I usually use. Okay. It is a very important piece, though. That's why I moved it up towards the top of those answers for our hosts and staff. host and staff, you do want to be able to save any posts you know you're going to want to return to more than one time, because we have such constant, literally almost 24/7 activity here in Let's Go Help 2 that the algorithms can have an almost impossible time trying to find a specific post, right?
Okay.
All right. And now the big important question. Are you comfortable getting into Let's Go Help 2 and your notification bell to get those answers from me?
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful, John. Wonderful. All right. So I hope that that gave everybody a really good idea. I'm not sure what GOD has. You shouldn't tell people how you secure prize awards with an answer to a question. But they wouldn't be able to know the correct subscription email. And if a member, if they've shared that information, there's really no way that we can prevent that kind of occurrence. You have to keep your own information private, and our members need to know. We weren't talking about hacking. We were talking about people reaching out to letsgohelp@gmail.com and trying to steal the winner's prizes. So the actual winner, the actual subscribed member, is the one who's going to know what the correct email for their subscription is, not the scam artist. Does that help, GOD? Thank you. Okay, absolutely. We always work very hard to do everything on our end that we can to keep our members safe, and also to give you all the information possible to help you keep yourselves safe. And one of those things that we do to keep Matthew Lesko safe, because he has had some people steal some of our wonderful winners' prizes. Those winners still got their prizes, but we don't want them stealing from Matthew Lesko either, right? So yes, absolutely. And for those of you who are concerned about all of the hacking that's going on, not only in our own country, but a little bit globally, we have relevant information to keep you safe here in our country, and it will help no matter what. Maybe you're an expat and you're living in, Canada or France or who knows, the Congo, right? Wherever. People are all over the world these days. And so from wherever, right? You can be from wherever and end up wherever. It's really kind of neat. We have the safety warning space here in our Stay Tuned community area. You have Stay Tuned as the overall collection, holding community update space, safety warning space, and a happy little daily boost zone space that if you need a place to go lift your spirits, pop into that daily boost zone. There's a lot of community activity, participation back and forth. It's a little bit of a break from all of the struggles that we're facing, as well as the challenges that we may come across during our grant hunting journey. So that safety warning space, I do recommend that you all jump in there at least once every month to 3 months to stay up to date on all of those tactics that these thieves try to use to steal your money as one of our community members. And also really the main worry right now is that huge hacking and other types of scam and fraud activity that we're seeing nationally, globally. The government has to worry about it. Nonprofits have to worry about it. Your banks have to worry about it. Your credit unions have to worry about it. Corporations have to worry about it. Government, for not only where we're dealing with the government, where they are worried about people imitating them, the governments themselves are having to worry about being hacked, right? So it's something that we all need to stay on top of. And I do feel like being a member of our community increases your ability to stay safe out there if you take advantage of those safety warnings that are there for you. Every day, anytime you have time, pop in there, look at all of the things that are going on. Rachel, yes, let me pop up an answer for you. I do need to go ahead and shut this down as Michelle's class will start soon, and I need to get that all set up and messaged out for you all so that you know when and where that's going to take place. So this is our step-by-step guide to deal with paying your bills and your debt, which of course is how you fix your credit and that whole topic, and that's there for you. Let me also just pop on here how to bookmark or save your posts so that you can get back to that over and over again. And let me make sure that I also popped that on here after I just deleted it, of course. Yes, I did. Okay. All right, everyone. Rachel, go ahead and pop into the next session that's going to be coming up in your notification bell, your email, however you receive those notices to come into our live Q&A sessions, classes, and calls. You'll be getting that notification as soon as I shut class down here today. It's starting in 36 minutes wherever you are at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific, 5 o'clock p.m. Mountain, 6 o'clock p.m. Central, and 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Coffee and Grants with Michelle. I will be back with you all at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 3:30 p.m. Mountain, 4:30 p.m. Central, and 5:30 p.m. Eastern on Monday with the Buy a Home call. I hope you all have just a fantastic weekend and that we get to see you tonight with Michelle, followed by Tony, and I'll see you all next Monday. Please feel free to unmute yourselves and say goodnight, everyone.
Good night.
Bye, Irving. Good to hear from you. Have a great weekend. All right, guys. See you next Monday.